Trigger warning.
This episode contains mentions of non-consenting sexual relations between people, bird kidnappings, mixed clothing,
Trigger warning. This episode contains
cross-dressing.
punishment for non-consensual intercourse.
There you go.
The Bible's rough.
No.
If you want to learn something about God, shut your mouth and listen to me for a minute.
Many children healed. We've seen midgets grow. We've seen arms and legs that stop growing because the growth cells have stopped. Mandada basata. I don't make this stuff up.
Behold, the atheist's nightmare.
That's the power of the Holy Ghost.
Why do they teach every other theory in science except creation?
Warlocks are enemies of God.
No one's ever going to convince me that the Word of God is not true.
You know, if you put Jesus Christ first, that he'll look after all your bills.
And so the devil said, okay, it's a deal.
And if you want to tell me how to live my life, it better line up with the Word of God or shut your mouth.
I'm loaded. I'm pregnant with miracles.
What do you believe?
Send us the cash.
Welcome to the Bible Dumb Podcast. This is the podcast where two atheists read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. I'm Davey Hell.
And I'm Jessie L.
What's up, everybody? It's Bible time. Trying something new.
Bible time.
So, this week, not this week, but just recently, we started watching Righteous Gemstones. How did we miss this?
I don't know.
It is so funny.
Highly recommended.
I love it. Oh my God. It's like every stereotype ever on screen. It's great. Every like weird evangelical person, TV personality, youth group pastor, it's all there. So funny. All right, well, last time we learned about, warlocks and necromancers and how to dodge the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll see what else is in store. We're getting close.
Yep.
We're about to start chapter 22 out of, I think, 34 total. So, 2 more episodes, maybe?
Maybe.
All right. Chapter 22. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother. Got anything to say about that?
No. Do you?
No, I'm just putting on Do Not Disturb so they don't hear my texting sounds. And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thine house, and it shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it, and thou shalt restore it to him again. All right. In like manner shalt thou do this with his ass, and so shalt thou do with his raiment, and with all lost things of thy brother's which he hath lost, and thou hast found, shalt thou do likewise. Thou mayest not hide thyself. All right, the first lost and found. Nice. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass or his ox fall down by the way, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt surely help him to lift them up again. The woman shall not... What?
Just if you see your brother in trouble, you can't be like, I didn't see that.
Yeah. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
I bet trans haters love this passage.
Oh, yeah. I bet so too. But it just goes to show, people have felt this way forever.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a new thing. I don't know why everybody's freaking out about it. Why do they care so much, how other people dress or what gender they want to present in society? I don't know. I just feel completely lost sometimes, wandering around in our current cultural climate, where it's just if it doesn't affect you, why is it consuming your every waking minute?
I don't know.
Like, we've met several really cool trans people that are just like part of our daily lives, and we're just like, hey, what's up?
They just like to obsess on
One coffee, please.
one cultural topic and just, annoy everybody else with it and make everybody else's lives miserable and
Yeah.
create as much hate as they can and control. It's all about control.
Yeah, I don't like it. They're trying to tell everybody what to do.
Yeah.
If a bird's nest chanced to be before
Okay,
the...
we're going from don't ignore somebody else who's like dropping all their stuff or having some don't act like you don't see it and you go on about your day. Don't act like you see the old lady drop her groceries and you don't help. You go from that to you can't wear the opposite gender clothes to now birds.
Yeah. Get some more bird laws. If a bird's nest chance to be before thee in the way in any tree or on the ground, whether they be young ones or eggs, and the dam sitting upon the young or upon the eggs, thou shalt not take the dam with the young, but thou shalt in any wise let the dam go, and take the young to thee, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days. So, okay. I think we need to break this one down. If you come across a bird's nest, and I guess the dam is like the mom.
I guess so.
If it's sitting upon the young, don't take it. Just take the baby birds. And let the mom go. Take the young to thee, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days. Are they eating the baby birds?
No, I think you're prolonging the days. You're trying to.
What are you doing with these baby birds?
I don't know. I don't know why it thinks that the mom's just not gonna care.
It says just shoo the mom away and take the young to thee. But to do what with? Like, I would understand if it's like take the eggs and eat the eggs or whatever. I don't like that. Like, I would understand what it was saying.
I don't know.
When thou buildest a new house, then thou shalt make a battlement for thy roof, that thou bring not blood upon thine house, if any man fall from thence. So build a little gate around your roof so that nobody falls off your house. Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with divers seeds, lest the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown, and the fruit of thy vineyard be defiled. Thou shalt not plow with an axe and an ass together. Thou shalt not wear a garment of divers sorts, as of a woolen and linen together. Maybe it's diverse, is what they're trying to say.
I've heard that before.
It's not spelled right. Yeah, I talked about it previously.
Oh.
What about like not mixing the garment? Yeah.
Cloths.
I don't blame you for getting it. That was like in the middle of like the tabernacle, I think, where the priests weren't allowed to wear different patterned clothes. Thou shalt make thee fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture, wherewith thou coverest thyself. If any man take a wife, and go in unto her, and hate her, and give occasions of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. What are the tokens of the damsel's virginity?
I don't know. So what are they doing?
It says if you take a wife unto you and you hate her.
Is it okay? Yeah, it did say wife.
Well, it says to take a wife and go in unto her and hate her and give occasions of speech against her.
So you're that's not nice.
No. But basically you say that you found her not a maid. Then the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity to the elders of the city. And no guesses?
I don't know.
I have no clue either. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. And lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid. And yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city.
Yep.
What is it?
They saved the wedding night bed sheets.
Oh, gross. So like the bloody bed sheets.
Mm-hmm.
The mom and dad has them.
Apparently.
What the fuck is going on? This is a wild book.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him. Guess that was a common thing. If you didn't like your wife, you'd just be like, she's a whore. And they shall, not that I'm saying that like there's anything wrong with a woman having multiple partners. Just saying that's what they said.
No, we know
that. Okay, good. And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days. Well, that's kind of a punishment for the wife, too, now.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, you two must stay together forever, even though you hate her. But well, it's not like she probably had a choice in the matter in the first place.
What's her other option at this point?
But if this thing be true, and the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones that she die, because she hath wrought folly in Israel, to play the whore in her father's house.
Jeez Louise.
So shalt thou put evil away from among you. Dang.
Aye.
Just straight up kill her.
Yeah.
Rough. I told you they were calling her a whore.
Yeah,
Their words, not mine.
They were.
Those are Bible words.
Bible words.
If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, then they shall both of them die. What?
Wait, what? When do they both die?
I guess if a man sleeps with a married woman, then both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel. If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in the city and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they die. The damsel because she cried not, being in the city, and the man because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. So thou shalt put away evil from among you.
Okay.
How is that different than the first time?
Well, because...
one they were married and the other one they were betrothed. Either way, they die.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if she is consenting or not. If she's not crying out for help, then she dies.
I guess so.
Which is the same as what people do now. Like, well, did you say no?
Yeah. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her...
I feel like this needs like a trigger warning.
Yeah. Maybe we'll put a trigger warning. Here, let's record a trigger warning right now. We can put it at the front of the episode. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die.
Okay.
But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. A man shall not take his father's wife, nor discover his father's skirt.
Dang. So last episode, we also went into when we were in war, and you got to steal a lady that you thought looked good.
Yeah.
and shave her head.
Shave her head, put her away for a month.
Yeah, and then it used that same word. You humbled her.
Oh, that's true.
So I guess
Interesting. Gross.
that's a. I don't like that term.
Mm-mm. No, I don't like it either. Sounds very like it's talking about like an animal, you know?
Yeah, or like
Like how they break horses in order to make them ride.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking like how people talk when they like spank their children.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like the same concept.
Chapter 23. He that is wounded in the stones, or hath his privy member cut off,
Oh,
shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Did they just call someone's balls his stones? Like, is this a euphemism in the Bible for testicles? He
apparently.
says he's wounded in the stones.
Oh my
I guess
gosh.
they've been making stupid euphemisms for people's testicles for a long time.
Here, I thought that was just created in junior high.
You get hurt in the nuts. It's an affront unto the Lord. You have your privy member cut off.
Oh my
You
god.
can't come to Sunday congregation. That's kind of harsh.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't eunuchs allowed in church? A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Dang.
That's a long time.
That's some straight up Game of Thrones stuff. Like, you cannot be a lord if you are a bastard. Or
Yeah.
even a 10th generation.
Yeah.
That's crazy. An Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to their 10th generation.
Who are those people?
I don't know.
I want to meet those people.
Just anybody from Ammon or Moab. We've heard those places before. I think they're just places that they
Moab, yeah.
conquered on the way. Oh, it's hard to keep up because they didn't include a map. We already mentioned this mistake of the Bible. Even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever. Because they met you not with bread and with water in the way when ye came forth out of Egypt, and because they hired against thee Balaam the son of Beor, of Pethor, of Mesopotamia, to curse thee. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah. That was a good part.
Yeah, I liked Balaam. Nevertheless, the Lord thy God would not hearken unto Balaam, but the Lord thy God turned the curse into a blessing unto thee, because the Lord thy God loved thee. Thou shalt not seek their peace nor their prosperity in all thy days forever. Thou shalt not abhor the Edomite, for he is thy brother, and thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou wast a stranger in his land. So these are the people that are cool.
Okay. But that makes no sense.
I don't know why
You're a stranger in the other people's lands too that you're
that you're murdering,
conquering and murdering.
taking their
and-
stuff, but yet your former slavers, they're fine.
They're fine because, yeah, makes no sense.
The children that are begotten of them shall enter into the congregation of the Lord in their 3rd generation. When the host goeth forth against thine enemies, then keep thee from every wicked thing. If there be among you any man that is not clean by reason of uncleanness, that chanceth him by night, then shall he go abroad out of the camp. He shall not come within the camp. But it shall be, when evening cometh on, he shall wash himself with water, and when the sun is down, he shall come into the camp again. Thou shalt have a place also without the camp, whither thou shalt go forth abroad. And thou shalt have a paddle upon thy weapon. And it shall be, when thou wilt ease thyself abroad, thou shalt dig therewith, and shalt turn back and cover that which cometh from thee. Is it just saying like to just shit in a hole and bury it?
I think that's what it's saying.
It's kind of hard to interpret, but that's what it Sounds like it's trying to say it without coming out and saying it. Turn back and cover that which cometh from me. For the Lord thy...
Leave nature better than you found it.
Yeah, just shit on the floor and walk away. For the Lord thy God waketh in the midst of thy camp, to deliver thee and to give up thine enemies before thee. Therefore shall thy camp be holy, that he see no unclean thing in thee, and turn away from thee. Thou shalt not deliver unto his master the servant which is escaped from his master unto thee. He shall dwell with thee, even among you, in that place which he shall choose in one of thy gates, where it liketh him best. Thou shalt not oppress him. There shall be... Okay, that's the end of that part. So if a servant escapes from his master, he gets to stay with you wherever he likes, and you can't oppress him. So escaped slaves are fine?
I guess. I don't know. That makes no sense.
That's weird. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore, or the price of a dog, into the house of thy Lord God for any vow, for even both these are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
So anyone who buys a whore, and then what's the price of a dog?
Or the price of a dog.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, let me read the whole sentence again. Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore or the price of a dog into the house of the Lord thy God for any vow.
I don't know what price of a dog means. Is it saying somebody who buys a whore can't come into the house of God? Is that what that first part says?
Well, it says, don't bring the hire of a whore or the price of a dog.
Is
Maybe
it meaning
that's
like the price?
That's what I'm thinking.
It's because it's worded weird.
I think it is, but it almost sounds like I don't even know.
I don't know. This makes
This is where you should be researching instead of coloring. Thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother. Usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury. Unto a stranger thou mayest lend upon usury, but unto thy brother thou shalt not lend upon usury, that the Lord thy God may bless thee in all that thou settest thine hand to in the land whither thou goest to possess it. You know what usury means?
no.
Neither do I.
Why did they use it 10 times?
I don't know.
Use a different word.
Okay, so here's what it says about the hire of a whore and the price of a dog. It says, you must not bring the earnings of a female prostitute or of a male prostitute into the house of the Lord.
Oh, the
to pay
dog's
for
a
any
male.
vow. So you can't use money from prostitution in order to pay for something. I guess
to pay for like your sin forgiveness.
I guess they're calling like male prostitutes dogs.
That makes
female
sense.
prostitutes whores.
That makes sense.
Interesting.
Okay. Don't bring your sin money into the church. That's what it's saying.
And then usury are loans
Oh.
that unfairly enrich the lender.
Oh, so what did it say about it?
Don't do it.
Okay, that's
Like
good
a million
enough.
times. Yeah, I'm not going to reread all that shit. When thou shalt vow a vow unto the Lord thy God, thou shalt not slack to pay it, for the Lord thy God will surely require it of thee, and it would be sin in thee. But if thou shalt forbear to vow, it shall be no sin in thee. That which is gone out of thy lips, thou shalt keep and perform, even a freewill offering, according as thou hast vowed unto the Lord thy God, which thou hast promised with thy mouth. When thou comest into thy neighbour's vineyard, when thou mayest eat grapes, thy fill at thine own pleasure, but thou shalt not put any in thy vessel. Okay, so you can eat off of their trees and stuff as much as you want as you're passing by, but you can't just pick them bare and take them away.
So this is people at the grocery store that you see just start
Yeah.
eating out of the
I guess that's
pick and
okay,
mix,
even
and
though
ugh.
I find it gross. I hate it when people
So
just like
gross.
eat random grapes out of the in the grocery store as they're shopping, but God says it's all right.
Oh my gosh. I wish he would say it's not all right,
Yeah.
because I hate that. Mostly, not so much even the grapes. The grapes, like, that's just annoying, but at least you've got your own little bunch in your bag, you know? It's in the where like all the nuts are at, where you can scoop them out and put them in your bag and get however much you want, and people just start eating out of that. Like, that is not for you to eat.
I know.
That is
it's
gross.
so gross.
Keep your hands away from your mouth. I loved when COVID was around because Sprouts had everything but pre-bagged.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's go back to that.
When thou comest into the standing corn of thy neighbor, when thou mayest pluck the ears of thine hand, but thou shalt not move a sickle unto thy neighbor's standing corn. All right, same thing. Same thing with corn as with grapes.
Okay.
Chapter 20.
So when Pippin and Mary were going through Farmer Maggot's fields, if they just ate what they wanted, it would have been fine. But it was them taking it home to cook. That was which they were doing.
Yeah.
That was the bad part.
Yeah, that was their mistake. Good reference. If anybody wants to have a drinking game where they take a shot every time we mention Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones, feel free. That would be fun. Chapter 24. When a man hath taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he hath found some uncleanness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement, and give it in her hand, and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. Okay, I didn't know they had divorce.
I didn't either.
And if the latter husband hate her, and write her a bill of divorcement, and giveth it in her hand, and sendeth her out of his house, or if the latter husband die, which took to her to be his wife, her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife.
Oh.
After that she is defiled. For that is abomination before the Lord, and thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance.
You only get 2.
No.
Oh, you just can't go back to the first.
Right. The woman, like, you don't get her back, like, after you've already kicked her out. Like, you can't remarry someone that you divorced.
Oh, that's how she's just defiled from you.
Yeah,
not from everybody. Okay.
Well, maybe from everybody, I don't know. When a man hath taken a new wife, he shall not go out to war, neither shall he be charged with any business, but he shall be free at home 1 year, and shall cheer up his wife which he hath taken. Okay. No man shall take the nether or the upper millstone to pledge, for he taketh a man's life to pledge. What is the nether or the upper millstone?
I have no idea.
All right, it's just used for grinding corn. Not interesting, not worth looking up. If a man be found stealing any of his brethren of the children of Israel, and maketh merchandise of him, or selleth him, then that thief shall die, and thou shalt put evil away from among you. Take heed in the plague of leprosy, that thou observe diligently, and do according to all the priests of the Levites shall teach you, as I commanded them, so ye shall observe to do. Remember what the Lord thy God did unto Miriam by the way, after that ye were come forth out of Egypt. Thank God he's not going to go through all those rules again. When thou dost lend thy brother anything, thou shalt not go into his house to fetch his pledge. Thou shalt stand abroad, and the man to whom thou dost lend shall bring out the pledge abroad unto thee. And if the man be poor, thou shalt not sleep with his pledge. In any case, thou shalt deliver him the pledge again when the sum goeth down, that he may sleep in his own raiment, and bless thee, and it shall be righteous unto thee before the Lord thy God. So what is he using as a pledge?
I don't know.
Like clothes or a woman?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Thou shalt not oppress a hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates. At his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it. For he is poor, and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto the Lord, and it be sin unto thee. So this is good. This is like paying people like right then, the day that they work, rather than like waiting 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, we've had this before. This topic has come up before.
Yeah, I think so.
I like that idea.
Yeah. The fathers shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. Isn't that the opposite of what God has been doing? Doesn't he like always punish people up to like 3 generations or more?
Just now we're not letting bastards for 10 generations come in the church.
That's true. Thou shalt not pervert the judgment of the stranger, nor of the fatherless, nor take a widow's raiment to pledge. But thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondsman in Egypt, and the Lord thy God redeemed thee thence. Therefore I command thee to do this thing. When thou cuttest down thine harvest in thy field, and hast forgot a sheaf in the field, thou shalt not go again to fetch it. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow, that the Lord thy God may bless thee in all the work of thine hands. When thou beatest thine olive tree, thou shalt not go over the boughs again. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow. When thou gatherest grapes of thy vineyard, thou shalt not glean it afterward. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondsman in the land of Egypt. Therefore I command thee to do this thing.
Okay, so you're supposed to be leaving some for other people. Just take what you need, I guess.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Chapter 25. If there be a controversy between men, and they come unto judgment, that the judges may judge them, then they shall justify the righteous and condemn the wicked. And it shall be, if the wicked man be worthy to be beaten, that the judge shall cause him to lie down and to be beaten before his face according to his fault by a certain number. Yeah, so this is like in Game of Thrones, where he who passes the sentence needs to be there to witness it take place. Everybody drink. Take your shot. 40 stripes he may give him, and not exceed, lest if he should exceed, and beat him above these with many stripes, then thy brother should seem vile unto thee. Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn. Okay? If brethren dwell together, and one of them die, and have no child, the wife of the dead shall not marry without unto the stranger. Her husband's brother shall go in unto her, and take her to wife to him, and perform the duty of a husband's brother unto her.
This is what Lot did.
This was what Judah did.
Oh, was it Judah?
Judah's sons, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Judah as well.
Jeez.
Yeah, but that's weird. So if you're living with your brother, and they don't have a child, and one of the brothers dies, it's then that brother's duty to take his wife. Again, this sounds very specific. Like, how often are like 2 brothers living together and the married one dies and the other one's like, oh, she's mine now.
I think we should look into that death.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. And it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother which is dead, that his name be not put out of Israel.
That's awkward.
Yeah. And if the man like not to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate unto the elders, and say, My husband's brother refuseth to raise up unto his brother a name in Israel. He will not perform the duty of my husband's brother. And the elders of his city shall call him and speak unto him, and if he stand to it and say, I like not to take her, Then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders, and loose his shoe from off his foot, and spit in his face. Take his shoe and spit in his face, and shall answer and say, So shall it be done unto that man that will not build up his brother's house. And his name shall be called in Israel, the house of him that hath his shoe loosed.
This is so stupid. Oh my gosh.
When men strive together one with another, and the wife of the one draweth near for to deliver her husband out of the hand of him that smiteth him, and putteth forth her hand, and taketh him by the secrets,
Okay.
then thou shalt cut off her hand. Thine eye shall not pity her. Thou shalt not have in thy bag Okay, wait, before we go on to the next rule.
There's so much going on here.
Okay, so two men are fighting, and the one wife draweth near to deliver her husband out of the hand that smiteth him, and putteth forth her hand, and taketh him by the secrets.
Is that another?
Is that by his stones? Is that... What the fuck is happening?
Don't know.
So-
Everybody talks about Leviticus being wild. This is so much more crazy.
Yeah, and like completely unpredictable. We go from like, let the oxen eat the corn, to like, if you're fighting and a man's wife grabs you by the nuts, cut her hand off.
I think that's what it said.
That's officially what it says. That's what we're going with. Taketh him by the secrets. All right. It's kind of sexy.
Oh my god.
Thou shalt not have in thy bag diverse weights, a great and a small. Thou shalt not have in thine house diverse measures, a great and a small. But thou shalt have a perfect and just weight, a perfect and just measure that thou have, that thy days may be lengthened in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
Weight of what? What are you talking about?
You just can't have big and small. You gotta have right in the middle.
Makes no sense.
For all that do such things, and all that do unrighteously, are an abomination unto the Lord thy God.
Don't make that face like you know what it's talking about.
Makes perfect sense to me. Big and small. It's abomination.
So you can't have a couch and a chair.
No.
You gotta have either couches or chairs.
No, love seat. That's it. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not God. Therefore it shall be when the Lord thy God hath given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it.
I already forgot it.
Yeah, I don't remember this. I'm hoping I forget most of this. Oh my god.
I don't even know.
All right, we're getting close. I say we read one more chapter, and then maybe the next one will be the one that we finish. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just scanning to see like if there's anything good in the next chapter. Offerings of first fruits and of tithes. Okay, I think we got to read this last one because it's the last one that's like just rules, and then it looks like the next one is going to be like back to the story.
Okay.
So we got one more for this episode, and then the next episode ought to be pretty good.
Back to war.
I don't know. Chapter 26. And it shall be, when thou art come in unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance, and possess it, and dwellest therein, that thou shalt take of the first and all the fruit of the earth which thou shalt bring of thy land, that the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shalt put it in a basket, and shalt go unto the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name there. And thou shalt go unto the priest that shall be in those days, and say unto him, I profess this day unto the Lord thy God, that I am come unto the country which the Lord sware unto our fathers for to give us. And the priest shall take the basket out of thine hand, and set it down before the altar of the Lord thy God. And thou shalt speak and say before the Lord thy God, A Syrian way to perish was my father, and he went down into Egypt, and sojourned there with a few, and became there a nation great, mighty, and populous. And the Egyptians evil entreated us, and afflicted us, and laid upon us hard bondage. And when we cried unto the Lord God of our fathers, the Lord heard our voice, and looked on our affliction, and our labor, and our oppression. And the Lord brought us forth out of Egypt with a mighty hand, and with an outstretched arm, and with great terribleness, and with signs, and with wonders. And he hath brought us into this place, and hath given us this land, even a land that floweth with milk and honey. And now, behold, I have brought the first fruits of the land, which thou, O Lord, hast given me, and thou shalt set it before the Lord thy God, and worship before the Lord thy God.
You got to say all that?
I guess so.
That's a lot to remember. I'd have to have a note card.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. Like, this is basically them just fighting over resources of the Fertile Crescent. Like, they found a place that, like, it's really easy to grow stuff. There's tons of food. And they're just like, nope, that is mine. God promised it to us. And be grateful for what you have, because you were once a slave and didn't have it. And thou shalt rejoice in every good thing which the Lord thy God hath given unto thee, and unto thine house, thou and the Levite, and the stranger that is among you. When thou hast made an end of tithing all the tithes of thine increase the 3rd year, which is the year of tithing, and hast given it unto the Levite, the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, that they may eat within thy gates and be filled, then thou shalt say before the Lord thy God, I have brought away all the hallowed things out of mine house, and also have given them unto the Levite, and unto the stranger, to the fatherless, and to the widow, according to all thy commandments which thou hast commanded me. I have not transgressed thy commandments, neither have I forgotten them. Neither have I cross-dressed, or slept with my brother's wife. It doesn't say that. I have not eaten thereof in my mourning, neither have I taken away aught thereof for any unclean use, nor given aught thereof for the dead, but I have hearkened to the voice of the Lord my God, and have done according to all that thou hast commanded me. Look down from thy holy habitation from heaven, and bless thy people Israel, and the land which thou hast given us, as thou swearest unto our fathers, and a land that floweth with milk and honey. This day the Lord thy God hath commanded thee to do these statutes and judgments. Thou shalt therefore keep and do them with all thine heart and with all thy soul. Thou hast avouched the Lord this day to be thy God, and to walk in his ways, and to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments, and to hearken unto his voice. And the Lord hath avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people, and he hath promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments. They're peculiar, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And to make thee high above all nations which he hath made, in praise and in name and in honor, and that thou mayest be a holy people unto the Lord thy God, as he hath spoken.
That was a weird chapter.
Yeah, it was basically a chapter that just said, do what I told you to do.
Yeah.
And
But
I guess, and be grateful for what you have.
Yeah, but
Be grateful to me for what you have.
telling them what they got to say,
Yeah.
that's weird. You got to say this.
All right. But at least that we made it through some rules. It looks like the next part is actually going to be like back to Moses. Like we haven't had like actually like any people doing things.
Yeah, you know
last
what?
couple episodes.
I think this is a first episode ever where God has not spoken.
Well, like it's unclear. Like either God hasn't spoken or God is speaking all of this. Like
I
it's
feel like
completely
Moses-
unclear as to what's going on.
I feel like Moses is speaking all of this.
Yeah, I think so too. Otherwise, I would just be talking in God voice the entire episode, which we've done before. So-
Pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, next time I think we'll get back to Moses. That's my guess. Next time might be the last one. Like we did a lot of chapters today, and there's only, what's 34 minus 27? Yeah, we can read 7 chapters. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm looking forward to getting over it. Because once we're done with Deuteronomy, like the rest is just story, I'm guessing.
I hope so.
Because then we just got what's up with Joshua and all this stuff. Like it's no more of the rules shit.
Unless Joshua's just going to give us more rules.
I would not think so.
How many more rules could you have?
Like eventually they
We've
got to get
covered
to the land of
everything.
milk and honey, right? Like eventually they got to get there.
You would think so. We've covered everything from clothes to what you do when your husband dies to what you do when you come across a bird nest.
Yeah, what to do if you grab somebody by the by the secrets.
What you do if you come across your dad who is fallen asleep naked.
Yeah.
We know all the rules.
Don't look.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more rules. All right. Do what you want, people. Stay dumb.
Sit down.
Bye.